Hey guys, it's your favorite trainer here, Brian Stecker from Boomer Fitness. I'm here today on this wonderful Tuesday here in Vancouver, Washington at Boomer Fitness. And I want to hop on here and do a quick YouTube live to answer your questions and some of the frequently asked questions I'm getting here at Boomer Fitness, and then some of them that I'm getting private messaged to me. So I want to answer those to you. So thank you everybody for hopping aboard. If you hopped aboard here, always remember to give this some likes, give this some loves, give it a share. As there's people who've never heard of Boomer Fitness before, and every single week, no joke, I meet somebody who has watched these videos for a month, a week, maybe 6 months. Some people it's been a year, but they watch these videos because somebody liked, loved, and shared it. And what ends up happening is that it helps them propel them with their fitness. And that happened with a lady this week, Judy, who's been watching the videos for some time because one of her friends shared that video with her. So thank you for whoever shared the video with Judy. She was able to get started with some coaching so she can make some personal breakthroughs. So thank you everybody for that. Like always, if you have some questions, or if you have some comments, or if you want some help, just down below in the comment section, leave your comments, leave your questions, leave your thoughts. I value that, and I will go back through. I may not answer it directly right now, but I will go through and I will answer it, or I will do a live on that in the future. So the topics that I want to talk about today is one, why it's important, to make progress in your goals, then actually hitting your goals. The second thing I want to talk about is recognizing your personal wins and how to make a breakthrough. So something interesting has been coming up here. A lot of people are working really hard at their goals here at Boomer Fitness, or I've been getting emails about people working toward their goals. And there seems to be some frustration around that. And the best metaphor that I can talk about that was this past weekend. I went out to a track. I went out to a track near my house. And something that's been a goal of mine for a long period of time is to run a 20-minute 5K. I've never done it. I've never been able to run a 20-minute 5K, but I like the challenge of it. I like to run. I've always done some kind of running, but it's one challenge that I've never been able to do. So I've recommitted myself to that goal. I've written it down, and one of the workouts, the goal was to be able to run a 20K, 5K, a 20-minute 5K. You have to be able to run 1,000 meters at 4-minute chunks. So the workout that I have had it set up to do 6 of those. And I've been doing a lot more endurance running, and this was more of like a medium type sprint. So I had that as the assignment. So I went out there, and the first one I think I did it in like 4 minutes and 14 seconds, and the next one progressively got slower, and then they became more and more challenging. And I thought about walking away because I'm not hitting my goal. Like, yeah, I did a good job, I can leave today. But sometimes not hitting the goal is important, because it's not about hitting the goal, it's about what the goal will make of us. So in this thought process, when I was out there on the track, I thought by completing this, no matter even if I hit the goal, it's developing something inside of me. It's developing more self-discipline. And that self-discipline is going to show up in every other area of my life. So it's going to show up in relationships. It's going to show up in career. It's going to show up in spirituality. And then that's another reason why I want to do this 20-minute 5K. If there's something out there that's difficult, that you haven't been able to do, then you must do it. You must do it, because by breaking through this barrier, it's going to let me know in my mind and my spirit, it's my personal belief that if and when I break through this goal, it's going to translate to every other area of my life, because I broke through that. So just remember, when you're working toward your goals this week, think about what the goal is making of you. Think about the progress that you're making in this journey, and journal that down. Okay. The other part of that is a story of a client of mine down here. Over the last year and a half, she's lost over 110 pounds, and I've been reminding her that she's a different person. She has more energy, she's upbeat, she's positive. and I've seen that she has personally evolved with the self-discipline that she has had, and she had lost 110 pounds over the last year and a half, and then she went on vacation, and when she came back, she said, Brian, you're right. I haven't seen these family members for a long period of time, and they're all saying that I'm a different person. So there's another example that she's showing up as a different person in a relationship and her environment, and that's why we want to have those goals, because at some level, if you're not being the best version of yourself, that just doesn't show up in one area, it shows up in others. So those are two examples of in your journey of going to your goal, that you should think about who you're becoming in that journey. And I was at a recent conference up in Vancouver, and it was an important part in there. It's like, who do you not want to become in this process of achieving these goals? And that's something also important. It's important to know who you're becoming in this process, but you also want to remember who you're not becoming. What aren't you willing to give up in order to get those goals? Okay, we see that all around us. So think about the things you do not want to give up while you're on that journey to get those goals. So that's one point that I want you guys to consider, that I want you to consider when setting your goals. So think about who you're becoming in this journey. Think about who you don't want to become in this journey, and what things are you developing within yourself that are going to help you transform. And I think if you look at your goals that way, it's going to help you have more purpose, more determination, more whatever to propel you through to work through those goals. Because we know consistency is king. You got to string together a workout. You got to string together the good food. Doing it one or two times isn't what's going to be able to help you reach that. It's doing those things consistently. All right, so that's the first thought process that has come up this week in what we've been talking about here down at Boomer Fitness and with a number of clients. The second thing is why it's important to recognize your personal wins. It's important to recognize your personal wins, and it's a new month. So one assignment we have for clients here, that we had them write down what victories that they had in the month of May, no matter how small or how big, because what that allows you to is to see the progress that you're making and to know that the investment that you're making in yourself is worthwhile. Because it's so easy to think, I've got this big vision, and this vision may be 3 months from now, maybe 6 months from now, maybe a year from now, and you're thinking to yourself like, I'm never going to do it, I'm not going to achieve it. But by recapping that month, and you're looking at your personal wins, like maybe you couldn't walk 3 miles 3 times a week, but now you're walking 3 miles 3 times a week. Maybe you were working on your squat and your bench press, your deadlift, and you could barely move weights, but now you're doing those same weights for multiple reps. Maybe you had to take longer rest cycles, but now you're able to go through that with a breeze. So recapping those wins are going to give you motivation, like, okay, now I'm going to get up, I'm going to go after it, I'm going to take that next level, and then use that those skill sets you've learned from the first part of it to get there. The other important reason to recognize your wins is you might feel like you're losing. So there's a great quote out there that I heard from Brett Bielema. He said he remembers more of the losses than he does the wins. So sometimes, like when we have setbacks or losses in our life, those are in our mind, and if we're focused on setbacks and losses, that could demotivate us. But if you're finding ways to look at, because you can look for all the losses in your life, like, I'm not, at this body fat percentage yet, I'm not at this mobility level, I can't complete my workout at this level, it's going to definitely demotivate you. But by recapping those wins, it's going to motivate you to get through that, to that next stage. All right. So another one that I had this week, I had a conversation with a person down here, is they were like, okay, I've been doing this, this, and this. How do I make a breakthrough? So I recommend for you out there to how to make a personal breakthrough is you want to have a coach, and you want to have a coach that's going to do three things for you with your programming, okay? The first thing that you're going to want that coach to do is you're going to want that coach to be able to take a look at what you're doing with your nutrition. so they can be able to help you with that. The second thing you want to look at is how they're helping you with your workouts. And then you want to, work with your coach on looking at professional assistance, meaning or accountability. They're able to look at, are you making progress on those major goals in your body composition, your performance, in your energy, in those areas. So you want to see if you're making progress in that areas. And so find yourself a coach that can help you move forward in those 3 areas, and that's how you're going to move through sticking points. So one way to know a good coach is, one, look at the results that they're getting for them, their clients, and then also look at what kind of conversations are you guys having around your goals, or when you're meeting up. Are you having interesting conversations, or are you having constructive conversations? Interesting conversations is talking about Game of Thrones, your favorite sports team. But constructive conversations are talking about how you're going to change your programming that month, how your movements are looking, how frequently, some accountability, how frequently are you getting your workouts in? And then the final piece is then taking a look at how consistent are you with your nutrition. So give that a good look. If you're stuck, if you're plateaued and you're not getting to that next level, you got to look at your strategy and look at those 3 areas so that way you can make the breakthrough. So I just wanted to hop on here really quickly. I wanted to answer these questions for you so that way you can make June your best. So down in the comment section, just let me know which one of these points helped you out the best, which ones you're going to apply to your life, which one's making the biggest impact. Or if there's something that you learned here. Also drop down any questions that you may have going forward with your training, your nutrition, mindset, when it comes to being your best self, when it comes to being over 40, 50, and 60 in your fitness goals. So love talking to you guys. Give this some likes, some love, some shares so that you can help inspire some other people out there so they can make major progress on their goals in the month of June. So I look forward to hearing what your personal wins were in May and what your big goals are this next month. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.